Okay, in April, what do we have? Well, for starters, you are choosing to be complacent about something. You're definitely choosing to be complacent about something. Here's all these cups right in front of you, and even more being offered, and you could care less. You're not wanting to decide. You're not wanting to take what's being given to you, and you're kind of pouting. It seems like you're kind of pouting. And this may be someone in your life is doing that too. So either you're doing it or someone else is doing it. Cups are water signs, so it could be a water sign that's in your life, or you actually there's lots of cups in this reading. It very well could be a water sign that's in your life, or someone that has a lot of water in their natal chart. So someone is not caring and being complacent, and there's a lot being offered. They have a lot, and there's a lot more even being offered to them, and they are just deciding to just take a timeout and just cross their arms and pout. So that's what's going on, which is kind of funny because coming from your recent past, you have been very fulfilled and joyous and excited about everything that has been built, and you've been reveling in all the emotional fulfillment that you have had in your recent past. Now look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cups. Half of your reading is cups. Plus the Magician has all the energies here, but there's a cup there too. Very emotional month or person, and I'm not saying emotional as in being very sensitive. I'm just saying they're very deep and very giving, and they take things to heart. So if that is the person that is in your life, the air signs tend to sometimes, because they're so cognitive and they're so in their head figuring things out, and everything may seem fine in their head, but what you're actually putting out into the world and putting out to the people that you care about, it's kind of sometimes comes across a little bit harsh, and they may get, especially if it's a water sign, especially if it's like a Pisces, they might be reading it a little wrong, which means you really need to understand that and be very giving and forthcoming in what your thoughts actually are, instead of assuming that they are reading the situation just like you are, because they're not. But so that's the start. You're coming from a really good place. So if you are in a long-term relationship, or you're in a new relationship, whatever's been happening in your recent past has been very good. It's been very emotionally fulfilling, and you've been really happy. So something is going on where there's some complacency, but not to worry, because what is crossing you is the Magician, which is a card of full empowerment, and not only empowerment, but awareness of your power. Awareness that you can change a situation, or make adjustments, or build success, or communicate just exactly how you want to. And I really like this card for you in this spot, because this is a person that's really pulling in all their energy from the air, from the universe, and saying, what do I need to do to be with pull all that I have and all the energy that's coming from around me to build what I want and to manifest what I want. So we've got cups here, we have pentacles, there's air signs with the swords, and there is fire signs with the wands, and it's in the midst of a beautiful garden. So you're fully empowered, and you know it. So take this energy with you and work on this situation with this person. And you can change it, I think, just with a little communication, really. That's exactly what this card is regarding. So here we go. What's in the foundation, what's grounding this situation, is the King of Cups. And this is such a warm and giving and full energy He's very, I don't want to use the word grounded because it's a water energy and he's actually in the water, but he's very grounded and he's very mature and open and willing and steady and sturdy. And not only that, but he's just coming from a very humble place and a very willing, with a very willing attitude, very wanting to help, very much wanting to give assistance and give service wherever is needed, and has the backing to do so. So this is what's grounding you, which is air signs can tend to be very mature in their dealings with people. And I think that's a good energy for you right now to be grounding your situation, because this is a very emotionally developed person. So when I'm saying sensitive and nervous, I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. I'm just saying that they take things to heart very seriously. But what's good about this situation is this is a more mature version of that. Okay, in your near future, what's crowning the situation is the Two of Cups. So these are two people that are giving and promising each other everything that they have into their cup. So this could be unification, this could be a marriage, or I'm not saying you're going to go get married, you could be, but I'm just saying that this is a pledge to another person and you're both on the same page. So I'm kind of picking up that this person just might need a little bit more communication and mature communication from you. Very calm, very slow, methodical, and clear communication. Not just cutting things off and that's it, and then coming back in 3 weeks and being like, nothing happened, I'm fine. What are you so upset about? Because I know sometimes that Aquarius have a tendency to do that, and this energy is not going to handle that well. They don't handle that well. They just want it to be very mature, concise, clear. What's going on? Let's communicate. And I think that I think that you do that. And I also think it's received well by this person, because they're capable of receiving those messages very clearly and very well. So congratulations. That's a really good energy to have crowning the situation. Now, how you're viewing it, this is you in the 7th position, and this is the 9 of Wands, which is a fiery energy, very guarded, very prepared, not so much ready for battle. They have everything they need that's backing them up, but they're actually kind of hiding behind it, and he's not cowering, but kind of hidden and watching and peering. And just the best word I can use for it is guarded. And I feel that since this is you, this is definitely you. Something has been said or done, and you're going off into your space, into your headspace, and figuring it out. And you're planning on just coming back like everything's fine. That's not the way to communicate with this person. The best way is to actually communicate. This isn't you go away until you feel better and come back. You actually need to sit down and communicate slowly and clearly with this person, and then everything will be fine. But I actually skipped, and as I'm looking at this, I skipped your near future, which is the Page of Cups. Hello. It's a card of fun-loving energy that's communicating. It's a messenger card. So here, and I think that this is them wanting to communicate. This is them bringing you whatever they can. I'm here. I'm wanting to offer service. I want to help this situation, even though right now they are they're probably not communicating, and you're probably trying to give them something and they're not. So whatever's happening right here, right now in the beginning of April, is just thoughts and complacency. But very quickly it turns around into a communication. And so don't be so guarded when that happens. And as this is happening, don't be so guarded and go away and be quiet for weeks on end. Just let the communication happen and actually initiate the communication, because sometimes that's the only thing that people need, is just someone to initiate it, and then they're more than willing to communicate. So don't be so guarded. Now, how they're viewing the situation is the Strength card. This is you have 3 major arcana. So this is a very strong energy. Major arcanas are very strong energies in a reading and in a time period. So you know you have the power. So just decide to have the power. Don't go grasp it and utilize it, because you know you have it, but you have to use it. You don't just keep it inside. Use it. Now, how they're viewing the situation is strength. They're viewing this as a very strong situation and relationship. They're happy. They are wanting to be there and grow, and they're prepared for that with you. And so you're being very guarded, and they're here wanting to be there. And this Strength card can be a very strong energy in terms of, and I think it's actually in air readings, a very cardinal energy, and so they're wanting to give themselves to you, and you're sitting here being guarded, which is probably even making this stronger, because sometimes when you push or you pull away from somebody, they want you more, and they want to communicate more, they want to be with you more, and so you're kind of pulling away here, I think, and being guarded, and they're reserved, and now you're reserved, and then now they're like deciding they're made up their mind, and you're kind of being reserved, and so it's making them want you more. But this is a very good card. They have good feelings about it. The question is, do you? You need to figure that out. And I think you will. Now, in your hopes and fears, this is a decision. The 2 of Swords, this is definitely you. And you are at a crossroads, and you're afraid to make a decision. So stop being afraid. It seems like you're afraid to let them in, especially after whatever happened. But you know you can, and you know you will, most likely. But it is a decision, and you're going to have to decide to just open up and fix it or communicate and just let it flow. Because if it is a water sign or someone that has heavy water energy, they're very good communicators. Very good communicators. And so are you when you choose to. So you're afraid to make a decision. And so what the outcome is, probably because you're so afraid to make this decision, is you're going to continue being guarded, and you're just going to, here you go, in your usual fashion, which isn't bad, but it is hard for this energy to go with the flow. It's hard for this energy to feel that, but this is the outcome, is the Hermit. And this is not a card of solitude in the manner that you're just going to go away and it's done. This is a card in the manner of you're still going to go into your thoughts like you do and be the hermit and figure it out on your own. So here you have a decision to make, and you're going to be thinking about it. You're definitely contemplating it, but just know that they are very excited about you and the situation and what you have built or are building. So just as you're making the decision and as you're thinking it through, just keep communication open. I think that's the number one message I can give to you, is keep communication open. Don't be so guarded, and don't be so much with yourself figuring this out. Figure it out with them. Because when you're in a relationship with someone, one of the greatest ways that you can show love is by bringing them into your thoughts and bringing them into how you make decisions and deciding to do something together, making a choice about how you're going to resolve it together, instead of just going away and I'm making this decision and now this is how it's going to be. Figure it out together. All right. Himself. It just I am just so befuddled every time because there is definitely spirit and the universe, and they definitely have ways of communicating. There you are in your head. Look how strong he is. Capable, aware of how capable he is. Let's see what this says. Natural law, life force, magic, charmic power. When himself appears in a card spread, he not only indicates that a great amount of energy is present in the reading, but he also strongly energizes the fairy cards around him. Everything he touches becomes more of what it is, more alive, more vigorous, more powerful, more awesome, or more awful. This card in a reading can indicate great vitality, victory, or triumph, confidence, and power. There is leadership and ability to command, steadfastness, and integrity. Wild power held and channeled for the good of all by will. Look at this. This is basically like the magic card of this deck, the magician card of this deck. So you have complete control over how you want to manifest this situation. You just need to decide. But they are a good person, a very good person, and a very strong person.